Hi everyone and welcome. Today we are going to talk No Man's Sky. As always, we're going to cover 5 different areas, audio, visuals, gameplay, something good, something bad, and of course I'll give my overall opinion of the game. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Alright, so here we are launching and loading my save. So as we go ahead and load this, let me grab the official description. Inspired by the adventure and imagination that we love from classic science fiction, No Man's Sky presents you with a galaxy to explore, filled with unique planets, life forms, and constant danger. In No Man's Sky, every star is the light of a distant sun, which is actually true. Each orbited by planets filled with life. You can go to and choose to fly to them smoothly in a deep space planetary surfaces with no loading screens and no limits. In this infinite, procedurally generated universe, you'll discover places and creatures that no players have seen before, and perhaps never will again. Let's go ahead and pop back. Alright. So, that description was pretty true to what No Man's Sky is. And the best way I can describe No Man's Sky is more as a mash of multiple games. But let's first go ahead and talk about the audio. The audio kind of has that majestic, otherworldly, transcendent Zen vibe to it. As you have different encounters, the audio will change. So like if you're in the middle of a combat, audio changes. And it's interesting, right? So visually, the game, I would say, is beautiful. It's gorgeous. I mean, just look at this. This happens to be a planet I'm flying around. Oh, and then I just accidentally re-landed at the space station. But let's go ahead and we'll take a look at some of the majestic beauty that is No Man's Sky. The graphics are excellent. The transition between worlds is seamless. And I'll show you that in just a second. So let's go ahead and take off. Alright. And there's a big old planet here, and there's a planet over there. Let's go ahead and focus in on that planet. And we're just going to kind of zoom over there. So we're going to graze by the surface of this planet, pass through some asteroids, and it actually kind of makes it that you have a drive that lets you travel. There's a hyperdrive that will let you travel super long distances between different galaxies and solar systems, and then you have, super long distances between solar systems, and then you have this warp drive that lets you kind of zoom quickly to locations that are very far away. As you can see, I'm now entering a planet's surface, which is pretty cool. And then each of these planets are procedurally generated. So let me try to zoom in over here. So that means all the life forms are unique, and because it's a planet you may have discovered, you're the only one that would have seen them, which really makes it really interesting. So let's talk gameplay for a minute. Flying the ship can be a little awkward sometimes, and it tends to have a third-person view. And which is okay. And let's cover a couple things here. Alright, we're gonna land. And we're going to disembark. Okay. So now as you can see, I'm looking around, and this is my scanner, and I could scan the flora and the rocks. And as you scan and discover things, you earn credits. And that's part of the game. And then you can actually mine these things that are coming up. So this has content on it, which will show up. And we can then go ahead and flip between our guns, or our multi-tool essentially. And I want mining beam. And then you can see I'm mining the resources. And then I store those resources. But like I said, there's creatures you've never seen before. Like, those are kind of funky. Like fungus monsters almost. Some are friendly, some are not. Some will attack you. It all varies. You discover abandoned buildings, you discover locations. You can actually mine into the ground as well. And you could find underground, some underground layers and different things like that. So like you see, we're going underground. And I go in at an angle because my jetpack isn't very well upgraded. Whoop. And I clipped it, and I came out somewhere. So like I said, the game's beautiful. The gameplay leaves something to be desired. So it doesn't really has... It's all about this expedition. So you can follow a story or a quest. You can be kind of like Mass Effect, and you can go to the space stations, and you can learn about different things. Encounter other races, learn their languages, follow this storyline of trying to find Artemis. And you just have this open sandbox of options. You can explore, you can mine, you can build a base, you can have a freighter, and you can do missions through a freighter. So it's got all kinds of stuff. But I think my big problem with it is that the learning curve's so high. Like, so something bad, right? It took like 5 hours of tutorial, and you don't even know you're in the tutorial. You're just kind of there, and there's so much to learn in this game, and then it kind of took away from the experience. That's why I kind of have like I'm 50-50 on this game. Like I do enjoy it when I play it for what it is. Like I like exploring, I like the mining, I like using my spaceship to find things. Can't rocket all the way up there. Oop, you could. And you know, that's cool, but it just was kind of boring. It got tedious once you've kind of scanned the first few hundred items and you've kind of mined a bunch of resources, and there is a huge economy. So like you can actually mess with the galactic economy. So you can mine a bunch of resources, sell into a place where there's high demand, and once the demand is low, you can artificially deflate the economy and then buy low, sell high, and do all kinds of kind of funky little things. Yeah, and then this whole grand scheme of an adventure is to eventually make it to the center of the galaxy, where once you get to the center of the galaxy, and how do you expect to get that? Once you get to the center of the galaxy, you then can warp to another galaxy. Yeah, spoiler alert. Not really. They're pretty transparent about it being procedurally generated. There are 255 other galaxies that you will potentially end up. But then you kind of leave the base content in the game, and then you're out in these other galaxies that are not explored. Where the actual galaxy you start in, Euclid Galaxy, also has a lot that's not explored. So let's take a quick look at that, what that looks like. So I go to the galaxy map, and here I am in this location, and if I zoom out, all of these little dots are locations you can go to, and some of them might be a different color. And actually, let's deselect. Let's keep going. All of these little dots are a different location you go to, and there's a lot that are just undiscovered, and I can keep going and going. And you can see in the top left corner, I'm barely scratching, or right above my head, right? I am barely scratching any position in this galaxy. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So the goal of the game, I think the first 30 hours, if you upgrade your ship and your missions and your stuff, you should be able to make it to the center. I don't think it's possible to do under 30 hours. I've played 15 hours and I'm still on the outskirts. And I'm nowhere near upgrading my ship or anything enough. But I'm also not following the base mission either. Like, it was kind of boring. Yeah, I can upload my research findings, get some nanites, which just let me kind of build things out. But when I look at my mission, so I can do the Ghost in the Machine, which is, or this main, there's a main Artemis path, which is the main game, and then you have the Atlas path, and then you have the space anomaly and like a black hole path that you could take, or you can just explore. So they definitely very sandbox it. And you run into things like anomaly, weird space stations, derelicts. There's a lot of content. But like I said, it feels like I'm playing multiple space games because there's just so much stuff. Which is not a bad thing. But getting your bearings straight and trying to figure out what you want to play, I think that's where it was tough for me. So like me trying to find, is my space station around here somewhere? Like you eventually get your own freighter fleet, and I thought it was around here somewhere. Whoa! I guess somebody warped in. Interesting. Hi guys. Yeah, like you can hire ships. Looks like there's some ships here I could hire, so I can go talk to these guys. And they're recruitable. You can even land on these frigates and explore them and talk to people and do missions and see, now they're hailing me, so I can accept the hailing. And they're like, hey, you looking for ships to join your fleet? So like I said, there's a lot to this game. The good thing, so something good, there's a lot to this game. Once you find something you actually like, you can enjoy it. And it's very immersive. It's beautiful. Do I want to buy this one? Nah. Combat specialist. It's very, very beautiful. Downside is, it takes forever to play. I mean, there's other games I'm going to end up playing. And yeah, and they're going to start you in a part of the galaxy that's pretty much undiscovered. So you'll be the player to do that. You can play this with friends, which can be nice. But then you kind of have to figure out: are you going to do missions together? Are you going to go to the anomaly together? Are you going to scan together? There's all kinds of stuff. So you really have to kind of figure out what it is you want to do. And it is vast. Like this. Ooh. So now I've got a pirate nearby, it looks like. No, let's do some combat. Alright, shall we? Alright. I'm going to zoom out to where he's at. And let's pick a fight. See, it's not the easiest to fly. I thought maybe this would play better with a flight stick, but I'm not thinking it will. It's just really not set up for that. And there, my standing goes up. That was climactic, right? I get the stuff out of his hull, and then I get 100,000 credits because I took care of a bounty for the Gek. So there's 4 or 5 main races to the game, and you can learn their languages to be able to communicate. When you start the game, you can't understand anybody, so it takes a while. And let's head towards my space station, shall we? And then every system has a space station which you can go and expand and grow your gear. So it's interesting. That's where you kind of interact with the economy. Like I said, there's a lot. And I'm kind of rambling at this point because I'm still kind of 50-50 on this game. So anyways, let me know your thoughts of No Man's Sky. Let me know down in the comments. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Was it too slow for you? It is seeming kind of slow for me, but we'll see how that goes. As always, stay tuned for more awesome content. I look forward to see some more stuff from Tinker Gamer Hacker Maker.